Hey guys, it's Jude. So today I'm doing a video about the Redmi Note 10 Pro. I'm not going to do a full review just yet, that'll be next week, so subscribe if you're in the mood for that. What I've actually shot for you is a day-long vlog, so it's entirely focused on the camera system on this phone. This basically means you're going to be with me from the start of my day to the end. Well, not quite the start, but kind of from the start of my day till the end. We're just going to see how long this phone lasts in terms of its battery life and what it can do in terms of its cameras. It's shot in the format of a collection of videos and photos I've taken throughout the day using just this phone as my daily phone, which I've been doing for about a week now. Throughout the day, I'll give you an update on what the battery percentage is, what I've been using the phone for, and you'll get to see, along with me, how the camera system fares. Almost everything is shot with the main camera at 1080p 60 frames per second. Almost all of the photos are just in auto mode with the AI on. If I use any other camera mode, be it still or video, I'll let you know in the bottom left. I don't know if this is actually going to be the bottom left of the video. It could be this one. It's going to be in the corner and I'll put it in now so you know what to look out for. I actually ran into an issue in that I didn't realise until about halfway through the day, well, almost at the end of the day, that 1080p 60 frames per second, which I filmed almost everything in, doesn't actually support steady mode. So the videos you are going to get are basically not stabilised at all. This really doesn't do justice to the camera and I really messed up here. I did add in a little bit at the end just to show off the stabilisation the next day, but if you want a new video completely dedicated to the proper steady mode, proper video at 1080p 30 frames per second, which is the only mode that supports steady mode, let me know, comment, and I'll get that to you because I want to do this camera justice basically. To start off, I just want to kind of run you through the actual camera system, and because I'm using this phone to shoot with at the moment, I'm just going to have to walk you through the photo on the box so you get a reference as to where these cameras are. So the top camera you see here, the big silver shiny one, that is the main sensor, and that is 108 megapixels. So that is the same megapixel count that you get on the S21 Ultra of the Samsung line, so that's pretty cool. At the bottom, the other chunky camera you see, that is the ultra wide, and that shoots at 8 megapixels. In the middle you have the macro and the depth sensors. The macro camera is 5 megapixels and the depth sensor is 2 megapixels. It's also worth noting that the 108 megapixel camera pixel bins down. So in auto mode you're not getting a full 108 megapixel photo, but there is an option for that in the camera app. Anyway, I'm going to let you get on with my day basically, and at the end I'll give you some thoughts on what I think of the camera system. Hey guys, so this is going to be my vlog test and I'm starting at... I'm starting it at 1:15. The phone came off charge at 11:30 and it's now at about 93%, so it's doing okay. I've basically been scrolling, that sort of thing. I was reading an article about the Note series, which was pretty cool. RIP. Not this Note series, different Note series, Samsung. I'm actually feeling kind of ill today, so I'm gonna go get myself some chicken soup. And then I'm going to be going to campus to meet Hope. First of all though, check this out. It's snowing. We might have a slightly better view in the back room, so I'll take us over there. It does look festive, doesn't it? Very seasonal. I'm gonna use my soup mug, because it's on brand. So this is my soup. And I also spied these bad boys, which I'm gonna treat myself to. Thanks, Lidl. So I've only just gone and found another soup. So I'm gonna make myself 2 mug soups. Student living. Snow check. Okay, so update on the soup front. They've
chicken one was a lot better. I mean, they were both chicken, but the non-spicy. I don't know if it's just because I'm ill, because I had literally the same one the other day, and I was like, nah, but this time I'm like, yeah, there's something in this chicken soup malarkey. Now filming in 4K 30 frames per second. Oh, the quality.
Do you like the ship?
Yeah, the big new ark that's been built.
Have to support it with rocks. Those rocks are moving.
They're just plain piles of rocks. It's an eclectic mix of architectural styles at Lancaster University.
Square and round.
Yes. Back to 1080, 60 frames per second.
Let's get the heating on.
Look at our mask supply. Also, we've brought back the cups from Costa because we're going to do an experiment as to whether there's a difference between large and medium. Because we've seen TikToks, haven't we?
We have. We are down it as the youth. They wouldn't, but
They might.
they might.
It's Christmas. So it was Black Friday the other day. I've been hyping Get Up for so long. I even said we need to get up early to make sure we get good deals. And then the one thing I bought was a USB-C to HDMI adapter. Also, quick battery update. It is 4:30 and the battery is on 61%. So I've been filming a lot, a little tiny bit of 4K, and then also watched a bit of YouTube and then just done a bit of listening. So I think it's mainly been the camera that's drained the battery, but I think it's doing pretty well. It's been off the charge for like 5 hours now, so it's pretty good. I'm currently experimenting with the max beauty mode on. I am about to go, I think, probably do some gaming on my phone for a little bit, so see what that does for the battery, because literally the other day I played Call of Duty for the first time because I was like, you know, I have to do something to like try out gaming on the phones, and I spent like straight up like 6 hours on it. It pulled me in. I was not expecting that. But yeah, I'm going to do a little bit now, hopefully not for 6 hours, but maybe for like half an hour. So my gaming escalated a bit from half an hour to an hour and a half. It is now 6 and the battery's at 33%. It's lost quite a bit since we last checked in, but like it was gaming, so always going to. But yeah, I'm gonna head down and start cooking. And when I say cooking, I mean heating up some chips and frying egg.
Doing some editing.
Yeah. Hard at work in the life of amateur YouTubers.
Hopefully it's going to be a full-time job if you guys like us enough.
Yeah. No pressure.
We need money.
We do need money. So the cooking is underway. I do not know what the eggs are doing. I've not fried an egg in a while, so... I mean, they appear just to be stewing. I mean, that's all runny. But it's cooking in the middle, probably with that. These are the chips doing absolutely nothing. And the beans will go in there. Look how fucking greasy those chips are. What have I done? I don't even know if this is going to be edible. The eggs are at least not burning. So I've added in mushrooms to justify some of the oil, and pretty much everything that could go wrong with this meal is going wrong. Yeah, I mean, I've burnt the beans, so that's good. Can't wait to serve it up and eat this bad boy. Mmm, grey egg. You know what the worst part is? I can cook. Like, I could actually cook. And yet this is what I choose to debut on the internet.
This is really good grub. A classic. You can't get better. I mean, you know, in my opinion, you can't get better than chips and some beans.
So in a terrible turn of events, I found out that steady video hasn't been on because it can only be done at 30 frames per second, which I did not know. I'll explain in the actual editing of this video why I've been so confused by this and why I've not noticed, but... So basically, as you can see, you can select 1080p 60 frames per second, but then when you go into settings, it looks like image stabilization is on and locked to being on, but when you go back into the app, there's no option for it until you realise it's in the top there, and you can turn it on there, and then you see it goes back down to 1080p 30 frames per second. So I just basically got confuddled. The actual smoothness of the videos I've been taking whilst walking around has been really bad, but I don't know if that's actually reflective of what it's capable of. Tomorrow I'll do some walking around with it with the steady video on at 30 frames per second, and you can get a better idea of what its stabilization capabilities are. But that explains it, and I'll get some more footage for you of me on the go tomorrow when I'm out and about. Probably not going to happen today unless it's going to the kitchen. I also just want to show you how cropped in these videos are, because this is what it looks like on video now, and I'll take a photo with my arm extended at the exact same amount. And again, video, this is the door handle filmed, and we'll see how much it crops in by when we switch to photo. Now it's time for our video experiment of, is a medium Costa coffee the same size as a big Costa coffee? Let's get going. We're doing it very riskily over our bed. Okay, there's a decent difference. There's a inch extra. Put them side to side. Okay, I think that's pretty realistic to what you might think. We've been lied to. TikTok lied. Something to think about next time you get a Costa.
Yes.
So my plan of action now is just to game until the battery runs down. Because it is almost 8 and it's a Sunday. Not that I'm much more productive on any other day. But this is an exceptionally boring vlog. So the battery is now on 8%. I think we've had about 5.5 hours of screen on time today. Most of it's split between gaming and camera. I don't think it's really a bad score considering that all it's been up to today, and I've been using it pretty much constantly. Yeah, even when like the screen's not been on, we've been listening to music and stuff like that, so it's always been doing something. And I think it's done a pretty good job. I'm about to put it on the charger, so battery scores won't mean much from now on, but like I say, if I take any more photos, I'll add them in, and if I don't, then I'll see you with the stability test tomorrow. Okay, so back on 1080p 30 frames per second, and this is how stable it gets. And it actually looks a lot better than last time, so yeah, I probably didn't do it justice yesterday. I'll take a couple of extra portrait photos to show off the different styles they have, and I'll also try taking a 108 megapixel photo just to see what it can do there. Thank you, Buzz.
So that was my day in the life with the Redmi Note 10 Pro. I think this is actually a really solid camera system, and I'm quite impressed by what you get for the price that this phone is selling at. I have to say, I did find the ultra-wide photos kind of soft. I thought the HDR wasn't great. I didn't think the way it dealt with contrast and colours was quite as strong as the main camera. I'm not really an ultra-wide person anyway, so I don't really mind that functionality being a bit less. I think what is really important is the main camera. I also think that the 8 megapixel macro camera was kind of better than I thought it was going to be. I've heard a lot of things about the macro cameras on budget and mid-range phones being kind of just a gimmick. It's just in there so they can say it's a quad camera setup. And I do feel that a little bit, especially with the depth sensor as well. But I actually thought that the macro camera had some interesting functionality, and I thought the shots it was pulling out were kind of cool. I don't know if you'd necessarily be able to get those with your regular sensor. I don't know if you'll actually use it, but it's kind of cool to have. I thought the way that the phone handled colour was actually really good. I thought it was quite natural. It kind of leaned towards blue for me in a few occasions, but I don't mind that as a colour tone. And I thought it saturated just the right amount to give a pop, but not make it look like a cartoon. I do think at times that it kind of crushed the blacks a little bit, and you didn't get much detail in those darker areas, but I don't think that makes for an unsatisfying image overall. And I do think that main camera is churning out images and videos that you could use. I don't even just mean like on Instagram or something. I think you could be making videos like this if you wanted to. Get a ring light, cheap LEDs, this phone, and you've got yourself a decent video camera. The selfie video I wasn't wowed by. I often find that selfie videos on cameras crop in so much that I don't really like using them. And I think that was certainly the case here. I didn't think it was very flattering. I mean, I was ill anyway, so. But I thought the main camera video was much stronger than the selfie camera video. But that being said, I really like the selfies it was taking, and I didn't even mind the beauty mode. I didn't think I looked like a creepy doll, even when it was on max. If the question is, would I recommend this phone purely for the camera? The answer is, I don't know. I think the issue with this phone is it has so much going for it beyond the camera that I'd kind of be recommending it for other reasons beyond the camera anyway. If you want to hear more about my overall opinion on this phone, subscribe, because I'm making that video next week and I'm really excited to talk about this phone. But yeah, thanks for having the patience for this video. I know I've kind of messed it up in places, but I still hope it's helpful for you if you're looking into this phone or if you're just interested in camera phones. If you want more phone and camera content, give this video a like. And if you want more Redmi Note 10 Pro content, comment, say what you want, and I'll try and get that to you. As usual, I've put together a playlist of videos about the Redmi Note 10 Pro, and if you want to see this, I'm going to put a link in the description so you can go get that. I hope this was helpful, and if you have any questions or comments or just want to say hi, leave a comment, leave a like, and please subscribe. Not that I'm desperate. See you.